Namaskar, hello and welcome viewers. You're watching the special presentation of Sansad TV, Bills and Acts, where we analyze bills that impact you, acts that empower you, and programs that matter to you. I'm your host, Kriti Mishra, and today the spotlight is on the judicial appointments in India. Before the analysis, let's take a look at the highlights. Articles 124 and 217 of the Constitution deal with the appointment of judges to the Supreme Court and the High Courts. The collegium system is the way by which judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts are appointed. Memorandum of Procedure is an agreement between the judiciary and the government. It contains a set of guidelines for making appointments to the Supreme Court and the High Courts. All judges of the lower judiciary up to the level of district judge are selected through the Provincial Civil Services Judicial Exam. So why are we discussing this today? Well, Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju has said that the centre respects the independence of judiciary and feels it is absolutely necessary for a thriving democracy. In a letter to the Chief Justice of India, Law Minister has said that an updated memorandum of procedure on the appointment of judges was still pending finalisation and gave suggestions on how the process could be streamlined. Remember that a Constitution bench of the Supreme Court, while striking down the National Judicial Appointments Commission Act in 2014, had called for restructuring the Memorandum of Procedure. And for deeper insights on judicial appointments in India, I'm joined by an illustrious panel of guests. Joining us in the studio, Mr. Manoj Tiwari, Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha. He represents the BJP. Also joining us, Mr. P.K. Malhotra, former Secretary, Ministry of Law and Justice. We also have with us Dr. Rajiv Nanda, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India. Also joining us in the studio, young and vibrant audience. I welcome all of you on Sansad TV and thank you so much for joining us. And let's begin this discussion with Member Parliament on our panel. तिवारी जी, सबसे पहले आपसे जानना चाहूँगी और कोट करूँगी जो लॉ मिनिस्टर ने लिखा है ट्विटर पर कि कलीजियम सिस्टम का पार्ट सरकार कैसे हो सकती है। सरकार पूरी तरह से जो जुडिशरी की इंडिपेंडेंस है उसको रिस्पेक्ट करती है, लेकिन एमओपी का जो रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग की बात है वो अभी भी बाकी है। सर, ये जो पूरी डिबेट चल रही है देश में, आप रूलिंग पार्टी के एमपी हैं, आपसे समझना चाहूंगी कि सरकार की मंशा क्या है।
देखिए, जैसा मैं सभी का सम्मान करते हुए हमारे सभी पैनलिस्ट और बड़ी यंग ऑडियंस है उनका भी बहुत सारी बात आज शामिल होगा। जैसा हमारे लॉ मिनिस्टर ने एक ही लाइन में कह दिया कि हम किसी भी तरह से जुडिशियरी के इंडिपेंडेंस, उनकी स्वतंत्रता को हम भंग करना ही नहीं चाहते हैं, क्योंकि इससे निश्चित रूप से जो प्रभाव पड़ेगा उसकी कल्पना से भी हम चाहते हैं कि ऐसी स्थिति न आए। लेकिन एक बात समझना होगा, हमारे देश का स्ट्रक्चर क्या है, हमारे देश का ओनर कौन है, वो है जनता देश की। और देश की जनता कुछ अपने रिप्रेजेंटेटिव चुनती है। जो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव संसद में आते हैं या कहीं असेंबली में जाते हैं तो वो अपने अपने स्तर पे लॉ बनाते हैं। इस तरह का हमारा संवैधानिक स्ट्रक्चर है और संविधान में ये अच्छी तरह से लिखा हुआ है कि महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी के द्वारा ही माननीय जजेज का चुनाव होगा और उसके लिए एक सिस्टम भी बना हुआ है जिसमें ऑनरेबल चीफ जस्टिस और कुछ सरकार के प्रतिनिधि, कुछ जनता के प्रतिनिधि, ये सब मिलकर के उनका निर्णय करेंगे। लेकिन बीच में इस प्रक्रिया में रुकावट आई क्योंकि माननीय चीफ जस्टिस ने, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इसको वो मूल बात को न मान के एक अलग सिस्टम बनाया। उसी के लिए बार बार बहस होती है। जैसा आपने भी अभी दिया ना कि ये डिबेट क्यों
जी,
तो ये डिबेट बहुत सेंसिटिव है, हम ये भी जानते हैं, इसलिए हमें बहुत संभल के सारी बातें कहनी पड़ती हैं। लेकिन जो मूल संवैधानिक व्यवस्था है उसके तहत महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी के द्वारा जो लोग नियुक्त किए जाते हैं उन्हीं के द्वारा ये होना चाहिए। अब ये थोड़ा सा रुकावट आया हुआ है। मुझे लगता है कि हम लोग बहुत ही, जैसा माननीय किरण रिजिजू महोदय ने, लॉ मिनिस्टर ने कहा है, उसमें भी संजीदगी दिखती है और इसके आधार पे इस समस्या को हम डिबेट से, लोगों के सुझावों से और संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया से इसको हम एक निष्कर्ष तक आने की स्थिति में हैं, तो सकारात्मक दिशा में हम जा रहे हैं और हमें निर्णय निकलने का भी उम्मीद है। बस हमारा आज के फोरम पे हमारा कहना यही होगा कि जो एक संवैधानिक ढांचा है उसको फॉलो करना चाहिए और इस पे किसी को भी बिल्कुल दृढ़ होकर के नहीं अड़ जाना चाहिए। इससे एक बहुत अच्छा रास्ता निकलेगा जिससे हम इस कॉलेजियम व्यवस्था को एक महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी के द्वारा बनाई कमेटी, संविधान के द्वारा दी गई शक्तियों के आधार पे, क्योंकि देखिए कानून कौन बनाएगा?
मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट।
मेंबर्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट बनाएंगे। मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट कौन चुनेगा? वो जनता चुनेगी। तो एक जगह पे आके बोल दें कि आपका बनाया हुआ कानून हम नहीं मानेंगे, तो फिर तो बहुत, अगर हम लेमैन की भाषा में बोलेंगे तो सबको लगेगा कि ये कैसे हो सकता है।
जी, लेकिन आपने अहम बात कही सकारात्मक सोच और निर्णय की। पीके मल्होत्रा जी से समझना चाहूंगी सर। ऑन वन हैंड वी हैव द कॉलेजियम सिस्टम, ऑन द अदर हैंड द NJAC which was struck down by the Supreme Court of India. So where do we find our balance? And also let's do a comparative analysis on judicial appointments in India and the world.
See, for the benefit of our audience, I would like to give in a very, very short form, the background as to how the collegium system or the system of appointment of judges as is prevalent in the country today it came into existence. Prior to the collegium system until the year 1998, it was the executive, that is the president in consultation with the Chief Justice of India, was making appointment of all the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court. It is only when at that time the government made a statement that we are going to have a committed judiciary, or they started supersession of judges.
Yes.
Probably Supreme Court came out with an interpretation where they said that the consultation with the president means the concurrence, and that for that concurrence there were three judgments of the Supreme Court. One came in 1981, SP Gupta versus Union of India.
Yes.
Another judgment came in 1993, Supreme Court Advocate on Records Association. And the third was in 1998, which was a presidential reference under Article 143 of the Constitution as to how this collegium system has to function. And after that, in 1998, the government in consultation with the Supreme Court came out with a memorandum of procedure which lays down the procedure by which the appointment of judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court will be made. I think Tiwari ji has raised a very valid point once he says that if legislature has passed a law with full majority,
that's right,
probably there has to be a sanctity to it. But then the Supreme Court, because under the constitutional scheme, Parliament is supreme in making the law. But interpretation of the law, whether it is in accordance with the Constitution or not, that power under the Constitution is given to the Supreme Court in interpreting. And while interpreting or while examining whether the law passed by the Parliament is in accordance with the constitutional provision or not, this National Judicial Appointment Commission Act, which was passed with full majority and 50% of the state assemblies, the court felt that it is encroaching upon the independence of judiciary, which is the basic structure of the Constitution. I think from there onward, government has not come out with a new law. Obviously, government can come with a new law until that is done, because the law interpreted by the Supreme Court is the law of the land that is being followed. Right. Then Supreme Court, while striking down the NJAC, also said that in the memorandum of procedure also, there are deficiencies, and that deficiencies need to be removed so that we can get better kind of judges. And for removing that deficiencies, this memorandum of procedure has been going up and down from central government to the Supreme Court and from Supreme Court to the central government. The last time the Supreme Court gave its decision on it was the recommendations were made in 2017. Right. After that, nothing has happened, and based on that, it has been going on. Now the government has raised a question that in case the memorandum of procedure is changed, then probably these are the suggestions from the government side. And government side suggestion is, one of the elements which was there in the National Judicial Appointment Commission Act is being incorporated in the memorandum of procedure by saying that there should be a representation of the government,
that's right,
of the central government when you are making appointment in the Supreme Court, and a representative of the state government when the High Court collegium is making a recommendation for appointment in the High Court. I think that needs to be considered because memorandum of procedure in any case is an executive order. And that executive order is binding because that is the law of the land on today, because there is no law in which it comes in conflict with. So that has to be followed, and time has come when once government is making a recommendation to the Supreme Court, Supreme Court should consider. But as the law would have it, Supreme Court only in December 22 has given a judgment whereby they have said that the memorandum of procedure is law of the land and it has acquired finality. Maybe it has acquired finality, but as I am saying, because it is an executive order,
Right.
if the central government is making a recommendation for changes to be made in it, I think Supreme Court should give due consideration to it. Whether they are accepting it or rejecting it, they should give their recommendation to the government for further action to be taken by the government.
Absolutely, sir. Very, very legit points raised by you there. But Dr. Nanda, you heard what Mr. P.K. Malhotra said. We've been talking about collegium system which is not rooted in constitution. These are only through judicial pronouncements, as sir told us. This system, they say, is shrouded in secrecy. There's opaqueness. There are charges of nepotism. Your thoughts on that?
See, in 1998, when this collegium system was introduced, it was not there in the constitution at all. Why it was introduced was because the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter or the interpreter of the constitution, felt that the executive is not doing in accordance with the constitution. So the process which says in consultation with the Chief Justice was said to be concurrence of the Chief Justice, and that is how the collegium system came. That made it mandatory for the government or the president to take the recommendations of the collegium to be final. Now, why this was made? We have to understand that our constitution has a very special kind of thing, that is separation of the powers between the legislative, executive and the judiciary. Like what Mr. Tiwari said, that once a law has been passed by the elected people, why the Supreme Court should be interfering in it? The answer to that is, law is to be made by the legislature, but then whether it stands the test of the basic structure, which includes independence of the judiciary, separation of powers, secularism, etc., which are part of the basic structure, if it doesn't stand the test or the scrutiny of that, then finally Supreme Court has the say as given by the Constitution to set the law aside. Now here, when the collegium system is brought in, yes, there is a allegation or people raised who are not concerned, who don't know much about it, about the monopolization process, the non-transparency, or as the law minister said, it is opaque and not transparent. And our vice president said that it is never too late to change. Well, you know, it is not that things should, we should always be open to change. If there is a criticism about the collegium system, let there be a change and the memorandum of procedure be amended suitably without, here I will point out, without the interference of the executive, without the compromise to the supremacy of the judiciary.
Absolutely.
Like there can be suggestions that people from the Bar Association, like if it is a appointment to the Supreme Court, then the President of the Supreme Court Bar Association or similar person or the Bar Council of India can be appointed in a committee. Or when it comes to appointment of a High Court judge, then the respective High Court Bar Association President or the Secretary or the Bar Council President of the state can be in the committee. But here I say with a caution, this committee should only be, even if there is somebody from the executive also, this should be only recommendatory to the collegium system of the Supreme Court.
Right.
They will not be bound by whatever has been said by the outsiders from the collegium. There can be similar suitable amendments can be brought in, and I must say that time has come when we must finalize the memorandum of procedure, because this is taking a toll and the entire country is questioning as to why this collegium system is working. Unless we bring a clear memorandum of procedure, this question and debate will continue.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you said, the entire country is suffering. तिवारी जी, इससे पहले मैं ऑडियंस से सवाल लूँ, आपसे जानना चाहूँगी कि जैसा कि सर ने बताया, बैकलॉग ऑफ केसेस 5 करोड़ से ज़्यादा, 21 जजेस पर मिलियन पीपल. लेकिन जो डॉक्टर नंदा ने एक अपनी चिंता व्यक्त की कि अगर डिलिमिट्स हैं कॉलेजियम सिस्टम के, तो एग्जीक्यूटिव के इंटरफेरेंस की भी चिंताएं हैं, उनको आप कैसे दूर करेंगे?
नहीं, वो चिंता भी है. उस चिंता को हम लोग बहुत गंभीरता से ले रहे हैं और सरकार उस पर बहुत सेंसिटिव तरीके से और फूक के कदम रख रही है. वो उसको हम मानते हैं कि इसमें भी हमें कुछ करने की आवश्यकता है. बट सारी बातों के बीच हमें एक लाइन याद रखना है, ऑफ द पीपल, बाय द पीपल, फॉर द पीपल. तो हमारा जो मूल जो अगर कहीं जैसे सर ने कहा कि माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ये देखता है कि ये जो लॉ पास किया गया है वो स्टैंड करता है कि नहीं बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे, बट ये तो एक अंतहीन सिलसिला हो जाएगा कहीं न कहीं. तो क्योंकि जैसा मल्होत्रा सर ने कहा और आप नंदा सर को भी पता है, जब ये पास किया गया संसद में
जी,
तो इसके पक्ष में पूरा संसद, एक व्यक्ति को छोड़ के सब लोग थे
जी. उन्होंने भी एब्सटेन किया.
हाँ, ऊपर उन्होंने बाद में जी ठीक है. तो मेरा मानना है कि एक सकारात्मक रवैया अपनाते हुए हमें इसके फाइनल निष्कर्ष पे पहुंचना चाहिए और इसको लेकर के सभी चिंतित है. उनकी भी जो बातें हैं, वो जो आपने दूसरा विषय रखा, उसको हम निश्चित रूप से लेंगे ही सरकार. लेकिन अभी आपको थोड़ा सा इनसे भी पूछ लिया जाए
जी,
तो हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं.
बिल्कुल, देखते हैं कि क्या सवाल है.
The government is claiming that the collegium system is not transparent and it is opaque. So, was there not any scope for the improvisation of the collegium system itself rather than introducing a new system of NGAC? And in the NGAC itself, Article 124C talks about the selection of eminent person, in which there is one either from the SC, ST or should be a woman. So, what should be the selection criteria for the person?
जी, आई थिंक आप ठीक कह रहे हैं. सरकार के पास जब NJAC का कानून, जिसे पार्लियामेंट ने सर्वसम्मति से पास किया, जब उसको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्ट्रक डाउन कर दिया तो सरकार के पास 2 ऑप्शन थी. नंबर एक नया NGAC एक्ट लेकर के आते जिसमें जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि ये खामियां हैं, ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पैरामीटर पे ठीक नहीं है, उसको दूर करके एक नया कानून लाया जा सकता था. लेकिन सरकार ने उसमें जल्दबाजी नहीं की. सरकार ने क्या सोचा कि अगर मेमोरेंडम ऑफ प्रोसीजर जो कि एक एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑर्डर है और जिसके लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने खुद कहा कि उसमें खामियां हैं और उसमें खामियों को दूर करने की ज़रूरत है, और उसके लिए सरकार के और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के बीच में 2017 में 2016 में कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस भी हुआ, उसमें सजेशन भी दिए गए और कुछ सजेशन इनकॉर्पोरेट करके सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 2017 में बाद में सरकार के पास भेजा. 17 के बाद से सरकार के बीच में और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के बीच में कॉलेजियम का जो प्रोसीजर है, मेमोरेंडम ऑफ प्रोसीजर, उसको लेकर कोई वार्तालाप नहीं हुआ. लेकिन अब सरकार ये सोचती है कि उसमें वार्तालाप की जरूरत है, तो उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है, क्योंकि ये जैसा कि तिवारी जी ने भी कहा और नंदा जी ने भी कहा, चेंज तो होता ही रहना चाहिए. जब तक सिस्टम को अगर आप इम्प्रूव करना चाहते हैं, और जहाँ तक हमारे संविधान की बात है, हमेशा ये कहते हैं हमारा संविधान जो है वो एक लिविंग डॉक्यूमेंट है, वो एक नॉर्मल लॉ नहीं है, उसकी लिटरल इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं दी जा सकती, उसकी पर्पसिव इंटरप्रिटेशन देनी है. और वो पर्पसिव इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या है कि जो हमारे संविधान के प्रियम्बल में हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव लिखे गए हैं, जस्टिस, सोशल, इकोनॉमिक एंड पॉलिटिकल, इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी, इनको अचीव करने के लिए जो भी इंटरप्रिटेशन संविधान के लिए पॉसिबल होगा वो दिया जाएगा.
And as you said, sir, our constitution is a living document and change is the only constant. Let's take another question on that note.
The Supreme Court itself is telecasting its sessions online on various platforms. At the same time, we are seeing various questions and criticism on the judicial appointment, on the questions of transparency, nepotism, etc. So it is not very paradoxical or ironical in nature that at one side you are moving towards modernization, technology and transparency. At the other end you are lagging behind transparency. So is the judicial system doing justice to itself?
I think Dr. Nanda, you can take that question.
The technology has got nothing to do with the independence of judiciary. As I said earlier also, our constitution has a very valid scheme, which there is a separation of powers. The independence of judiciary has to be maintained. Please appreciate one thing. In the NJAC, the 6-member committee which was recommended One of them was the Law Minister himself. And the government is the biggest litigant in the Supreme Court or the other courts. How can you make a party select in the selection committee? That is the point. That way, the independence of judiciary will be compromised. And that way, I mean, there can be apprehension that there will be, the executive will be seeking a committed judiciary, which is not the point, which will be killing the basic structure of the constitution.
Mr. Malhotra, a quick reaction to what he said.
Well, I think that is one view, and the other view can be, once you are constituting a committee where there are Chief Justice of India, 2 Supreme Court judges, Law Minister, and 2 eminent persons, and those eminent persons to be selected by a committee of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, and the Speaker of the House, then will you say that these persons, when they will be selecting 2 eminent persons, they will be biased in favor of the government? I think there is a question mark.
But तिवारी जी, जैसा डॉक्टर नंदा ने कहा कि सरकार तो सबसे बड़ी लिटिगेंट है इस देश में.
Yes.
नहीं, देखिए, जैसा उन्होंने सवाल किया, ये आजकल बहुत आता है. बल्कि यहाँ पे एक और सवाल आ रहा है जिसका हम लोग निदान करने में लगे हैं कि वहाँ भी ट्रांसपेरेंसी हो और हिंदी में भी हो. तो इसमें भी हम थोड़ा थोड़ा आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. तो ये सारी चीज़ों पे दोनों का रवैया, माननीय न्यायालय कोर्ट का और सरकार का, दोनों का रवैया सकारात्मक ही है और इसमें एक आपको बहुत जल्दी अच्छा निर्णय देखने को मिलेगा.
So from the discussion so far, it's very clear that the collegium system has done good in protecting the independence of judiciary. But I want to draw the attention of the panel to the problem of vacant seats in most of the high courts of India. And I want to know, that is the inefficiency of collegium, is that causing these vacancy? If not, then what's the reason?
Dr. Nanda.
See, the collegium system can only recommend, which they say the recommendation is mandatory to be accepted. Now, it is the appointment after the recommendations from the collegium is the part of the government. If the government delays the appointment, like today or yesterday we have been reading in the newspapers, I will not take the names here.
Right.
Few of the people who were recommended by the government of, by the Supreme Court collegium have not been appointed. So there is a system that the collegium will recommend. At best, the government of India can ask the collegium to reconsider, but not beyond that. If the names are recommended again or once recommended, then the government should be quick in appointments of these. It is the delay. Speaking for myself, I will say delay is on the part of the government here, not on the part of the collegium at all.
Mr. Malhotra?
Well, I think there can be other view also, in the sense that so far as the perennial vacancies in the judiciary is concerned, be it at the lower level, be it in the High Court or in the Supreme Court, I will call it a systemic failure.
Structural.
For the simple reason that these number of vacancies have always been there. You look into the history of it for the last 20 years, out of 1109 sanctioned posts, even today there are about 400 vacancies in the High Court, and this figure is continuing because when Supreme Court has to make a recommendation to the government, they make a recommendation belatedly. Vacancy has arisen, and in making the recommendation there is a delay on the part of the Supreme Court. Similarly, similar kind of delay is seen on the part of the government also in clearing the name. Whatever may be the reason, there may be genuine reason for it. But if you are processing the proposals in time, suppose you know that a judge is going to retire in June, why can't you start the process in January itself so that in the next 6 months the process can be completed? That is not happening, and that is the cause, because 2 judges are retiring, you appoint only one more vacancy is increased.
Right.
So I think that system, there is a need.
That's a 360-degree perspective, I think, from both ends, judiciary and the government.
It is only a procedural aspect
Yes,
which needs to be strengthened so that the vacancies are filled up on time, and both have to take initiative in this. And for lower judiciary, it is the state government which has to take the initiative.
That's right, and find a solution to this chronic problem.
Yes.
Let's take another question on that note.
Considering the changing dynamics of the administration in the contemporary times, it's very important for the participation of government in the judiciary as well. So rather than making executive a very important player in this process, should we not consider that we should make the executive just as the providing the consultations to the judiciary? And so another question is, like, should we not look forward to give the collegium a constitutional route where it has got a specific eligibility criteria criteria, just that like the topmost posts of UPSC and other posts are having, that would also that will also give independence to judiciary.
तिवारी जी, एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्यों ना बना दिया जाए?
नहीं, ये सारी एक्सरसाइज इसीलिए हो रही है। ये जो जैसे अभी बात हो रही है कि हम ये डिस्कस क्यों कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ऐसा होने से जैसा सरकार चाहती है वो वैकेंसी जल्दी जल्दी पूरी हो जाएंगी और उससे हमारे जो पेंडिंग केसेस हैं वो जल्दी क्योंकि आज भी जितनी संख्या है वो काम तो कर रहे हैं, बहुत तेज़ी से काम कर रहे हैं। और विगत दिनों में आप देखिएगा तो ऐसे माननीय जजेस बहुत तेज़ी से केसेस को निर्णय की तरफ ले जा रहे हैं। तो आपने जो प्रश्न किया ना, उस पर भी हम वहीं आएंगे, इन सारे गतिरोधों को दूर करेंगे और निश्चित रूप से हम उसका निदान निकाल लेंगे। We are positive in that direction.
1999 when the memorandum was passed or agreed between the parties, why did the executive did not refrain from मतलब कि आपने पूरा ही पावर क्यों जुडिशरी को दे दिया?
देखिए, ये एक कंसल्टेशन प्रोसेस में मेमोरेंडम प्रोसीजर फॉलो होता है और कंसल्टेशन में दोनों पार्टीज को एग्री होना पड़ता है। अगर उस समय भी जुडिशरी ऐसा ही समझते कि आप वही करने जा रहे हैं जिससे जुडिशरी जो है एक चेंज लाना चाह रही है, अगर वो चेंज नहीं आती है तो मैं समझता हूँ वहाँ एग्रीमेंट का पॉइंट बनता ही नहीं। एग्रीमेंट के पॉइंट में उस प्रोसीजर में भी ऐसा नहीं है कि आज भी सरकार के पास वो अधिकार नहीं है। मेमोरेंडम प्रोसीजर ये कहा गया कि सरकार एक बारी जो है उस प्रपोजल को वापस भेज सकती है कि इसको रिकंसिडर किया जाए, लेकिन उसमें यह भी कहा गया कि अगर रिकंसिडरेशन के बाद में कोलिजियम उसको दोबारा से रिकमेंड करता है तो वो रिकमेंडेशन सरकार के ऊपर मान्य होगी, बाध्य होगी।
In world there is nowhere that judges appoint themselves. It is only in India. And if you see the collegium system structure, the senior most judges, they need to even handle the heavy amount of pending cases which are piling up in courts and also meet. And we have seen that there are many holidays also for the courts. Courts working days are very less. So in this time, the meeting time is also less. So and totally, how will the collegium system manage all this? So it's high time that we introduce a new system.
Till today, no Chief Justice of India of women have been there, and there are only 11 women till today who have been the justice in the
So two
Supreme
issues: women, representation of women, and judges appointing judges. Last question, please go ahead.
People of the country lies on the judiciary due to its independence from any interference, be it executive or legislature or anything. So, in fact, there are various instances where the cases are fought, where the government is also involved, and people are willing to fight them because they believe they have trust on its independence. And so, if due to involvement of executive and other bodies, their trust may be hampered. So,
Judiciary की independence.
नहीं, वो तो जो भी लॉ बन जाएगा उसके अंतर्गत पूरी इंडिपेंडेंस रहेगी, थी, है और रहेगी भी।
Sir, representation of women.
Yes, so far as representation of women is concerned, to the best of my understanding, neither the government nor the judiciary is against it. On the contrary, the last 2 or 3 chief justices specifically said on many platforms that there should be more women representative, and their number is increasing.
Dr. Nanda, last 40 seconds. Judges appointing judges. We have not heard that anywhere else.
That is, see, we have a constitutional scheme which is different than what America or Australia or England has. Our constitutional scheme provides, as I said, 3 compartments: legislative, executive, and the judiciary. Judiciary has been, every compartment is having its independent right. Therefore, this system of judges electing or selecting the judges is perfectly all right. What can be done is there can be a recommendatory body recommending the collegium.
Right.
Those recommendations can be from the law minister or from anybody else, but should be only restricted to the extent of recommendations.
Absolutely. So, Dr. Nanda, I'm absolutely out of time. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Tiwari, Mr. Malhotra, and Dr. Nanda. Well, this discussion and debate will continue, and as Mr. Tiwari has been saying, ek sarthak nirnay niklega. On that note, thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Goodbye for now from my side.